Victoria. Ladies, gentlemen. All right, so here are some of the questions that were, sorry. All right, so here, you can borrow my mobile.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it has DTAC SIM as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
All right, so that pretty much wraps the whole idea. Now, of course, there are some very interesting questions, quite a number of them, and due to the limited time that we've been running late since our first session in the morning, we should be able to answer some 3 or 4 questions at most. So, however, I'd like to take this opportunity while the speakers are selecting their questions. I'd like to take this opportunity to once again thank you, our sponsors, DTAC, K-Bank, Siam Pikanet, Playhouse here, Happen, for allowing all this to happen. And ladies and gentlemen, as you may notice that we have professional camera crew filming all this. So once all this is over, give us a few days and you'll be able to watch the archives of all the sessions from all the speakers that you have just witnessed. So if you could please follow us at worldwideweb.gmbizmagazine.com. That's gmbiz, magazine.com, or Facebook at gmbizmagazine. You could select your favorite sessions and review them and share them with your colleagues. Okay, Victoria.
Okay, so I'm going to answer one mainly because it's food related. And so someone asked, from all the presentation examples, they are going to be producing and selling panna cotta, which I must admit is one of my favorite foods. So what should they look to first? And I think for this, even for something, any food product, looking at the entire experience for a consumer, whether it's from the production and the story that you can tell, whether it's, you know, to the packaging and the experience of eating it and opening it, to right up to the buying it and the disposal of the packaging. Consumers now look to every stage of an entire product's journey. So it's looking at that whole consumer journey of your own product that you want to sell. And then what are the touch points that consumers already have to compare each one to? You know, what are not just the amazing food experiences out there, but what are the amazing experiences out there and the amazing shopping experiences? And how can you then compete with that? Or with the quality of the products that you're using? And again, where are consumers going to be looking to compare that, and where are their expectations being heightened from? Albie, I'll pass to you.
All right. Did you happen to pin your number onto my phone? No, I'm just kidding.
Which one was that? Oh,
Yeah, a number of interesting questions indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll answer a question on Google Trends. So there's a question asking, since Google Trend claims that search is strong intention, we could possibly see the current trend by monitoring search queries. Do you agree with this? How much overlapping between Google searches trend and the trend watching using combination methodologies? So I think what we've shared with you today is one of the methodologies in how you can track trends. So our methodology is based on the kind of innovations that you see on the market, be it a new product, a new service, a new marketing campaign, or a new business model. So that is one of the ways that you can track trends. Again, why do innovations speak a lot about trends? Because innovations, back to like the basic elements of trends, it talks about emerging needs, emerging expectations that consumers have. So that will signal what's going to happen in terms of the evolution of consumers' behavior for the next maybe a year. Then how does Google Trends come into play? Of course, you can always use Google Trends because it's like a publicly available data that you can access anywhere. So you can like support your research using Google Trends and see whether the kind of trends, the kind of innovations that you spot are those innovations that are being searched by a lot of other people. But again, it's really like one of the methodologies. I wouldn't say that like our methodology is better or whatever, but it is really about using all the resources that you have to be able to understand the consumer's behavior and how their expectations evolve over time.
All right. I wanted to answer the panna cotta question because I like desserts too, but Vic answered that one, so I'll find another one to answer. Oh, all right. But there are a lot of questions. Okay, so there is this question from this morning that asks, as you're based in Singapore, how do you see it different, the trends in Southeast Asia compared to global trend, especially Thailand? So I think it's a very interesting question, and we get asked this question a lot. So how do you see the different manifestations? So you see, so if this is even like an Asian trend, does it evolve differently in different countries, or how does it work? And so because we get asked this all the time, this year we were just doing a study. So we are localizing our trends. And so maybe one example that I can share with you is very interesting. So we talk to our spotters in all the different countries, and we discuss with them, we conduct analysis and research with them on the trends that we have. And so we have, I think Vic and Albie shared a bit about our mega trends. So one of our mega trends is joining. So joining is all about social connections, and how we're saying that consumers, it's a basic desire to have social connections. And now with the internet, with connectivity, with technology, there are many different ways to satisfy this desire. And so we started asking all our spotters, so what is social connection in your country, and what are you seeing it happen in your own local regions? Because worldwide, globally, if you want to talk about social connections, that is all the same thing about social media and all these people on the internet, on Facebook and Instagram and all these applications. But what really is social connections? What is joining in Thailand? What is joining in Singapore? And it's very interesting, the kind of results that we get. So it's really, there is no set pattern of how you can say, so in general, trends in Singapore fall under a certain kind of type or category, and trends in Thailand fall under a certain type or category, and global trends fall under a certain category, but it's really case by case. And for the joining case about social connections, it's very interesting. In Singapore, people say that social connections is all about getting grounded and taking roots, because Singapore is a very transient place. It's people come and go. There are international people. It's a melting pot, and it's very busy. It's very hectic. It's very fast-paced, and so people turn to social connections. They connect with one another. They connect with their friends, their families, their loved ones, as a source of identity and as a source of groundedness to their life, so that there's a constant in their life that does not change despite all the busyness and all the hectic kind of living that they have in Singapore. And when we did a session with our spotters in Thailand, what they said about social connections was that social connections in Thailand is about status. It's about who you're seen with and where you're seen with and what you're doing with all these people when you're connecting. Is it Instagrammable? Is it can you post it on social media? And does that give you social status and your status fix? And just another example, when we did the same thing in Indonesia, people say that in Indonesia, social connections is all about solving problems. So it's a bit like the internet of citizens, because the government is not very effective and things like that. There are lots of problems. And so people turn to each other and they leverage on the possibilities of social connections to work together and solve problems that would have been really difficult for you to solve alone. So in conclusion, there is really no set category or of how is it different in general. It really depends on what kind of a trend you want to look at, and to do a study on how is it really different in each country or each region. Yeah.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Oh, มาถึงขั้นหายใจไม่ทันล้มเลยนะครับเมื่อกี้นี้ Okay, thank you. I'll have my phone back. So those were just only some of the questions. In no particular order that our speakers have chosen to answer, all of which will be answered and sent back. Just give us a week, no? Yeah, until they go party out tonight and get back sober and they'll start answering questions. Anyway, once again, our application is Trendwatching. For those of you who have not yet, until now, at the end of the seminar, have not yet downloaded, please do. And within a week, all the questions that you have submitted, we will kindly reply back to you as well. And not to mention, to remind you as you leave this auditorium, อาจารย์ปุ่นพนิชธัญมงคลสวัสดิ์ painting is still outside, the graphic design. So if you want a soft copy of that, please leave your email address, and we will also send you that as well. So ladies and gentlemen, at this point, let's all give a big round of applause for our speakers, shall we? Victoria Foster, Casey Leroy, Abirian Saifullah, and Frederick Heron, who's not here. that anymore. Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of DTAC, I would like to welcome you. I would like to thank you all for being here. I'd like to thank you all for being here today at the DTAC Presents Trend Watching Global Trend Seminar 2016, organized by GM Biz. And keep in touch, because if we have the next 5 years trends, the next 10 years trends coming up, whatever good events that DTAC and GM Biz will join hands and collaborate and deliver to you guys, we'll surely be in touch and hope to see you again next time. Until then, สวัสดีครับ